Hello and welcome to the Triangle Podcast, episode 11. I'm Christian.
I'm Jesse. What's going on, folks?
I'm Jesus. I like you, a little add-on there.
Yeah. Something
Be
new.
more personal.
Something new. What's going on?
What's going on? Well, what is going on with you guys? How you guys been?
Jesus, you want to go first?
Oh,
I don't know if we want to put personal problems on this.
all right.
yeah. Let's ignore Jesse.
Same. Well, no, we should talk to the fans. Same old shit, different day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I hear you.
How's work been? Yeah, 8
Terrible,
jobs.
terrible. I'm telling you, think about selling dope.
Oh, just air that out. Air that out of the microphone. Right?
I'm not doing it, but you know what I mean. Sometimes you wake up in the morning. I wake up at 4 a.m. every day. I open my eyes. I'm like, it wouldn't be bad.
I could be a drug dealer.
Yeah,
It's crazy because I've been working since I turned 18. They've been throwing me in all these overnight spots, but I worked 3 since last week. Boy, like literally while you're sleeping, I'm up. Well, you're up, I'm sleeping. It's like we have different shifts.
It's a struggle.
I can say one thing. I go to college next week. I want to blow my head off.
Yeah.
Nah, it's not that bad.
Oh, it is that bad.
Yeah.
It's terrible. I hate it.
When you gotta do it 5 days a week, I just get up and like, I'm telling you, that's the worst thing ever.
Well, I have college 5 days a week. I know you don't.
I have 4.
But yeah, unfortunately, because we are going back to college, we will try our best to produce as much content as we are doing now. For NBA, it's been pretty steady, 1 a week, because like you can only talk about so much. There's only so much games, you know what I mean? But for our MMA one, I know for a fact we've been producing more content because there's just been so much going on. But
It was like that in the beginning with NBA.
Yeah.
We were posting a lot of NBA.
unfortunately, it might slow down to only 1 a week. We apologize, but just because of our schedules, Jesse doesn't go to college up here. He goes a little farther down. He only visits on the weekend, so just to keep you guys updated with that. But let's talk about it. Let's talk about this week of NBA. A little hectic. I mean, I feel like every week's a little hectic in its own way.
Yeah.
This week we had let's not get into it now, but we had the All-Star voting, which we'll talk about. We had that trade, which we'll talk about. We'll have games. We had some buzzer beaters. We had some almost fights
Game
breaking
winners,
down.
fights, yeah. A lot of drama in the NBA. This
And I mean, this is the time it picks up. This is the time that NFL is about to end, and it's really just
NBA season.
all NBA. Speaking of NFL, Jesse, Jesus, how the Giants do?
Not too well.
Yeah, the
Caught the
Green
monster
Bay.
L.
Green Bay
Oh, it hurt so
violated.
bad.
It hurt bad.
But,
See, I didn't watch it. I was.
You see,
I
I
was
could be an NFL analyst too, but I won't spit out what happened. And we'll be back next season, strong and ready.
Yeah,
Let's hope.
Odell God.
yeah.
All right, but let's stay on the track with the basketball. We had to start it off. We had the Bucks beating the Knicks, and then flip-flopped around 2 days later. Well, in that first game, we had Giannis in the game winner.
Yeah, I was so pissed. We had that game, and then Giannis just decides, yeah, I'm just gonna make the game winner and just screw the Knicks.
That guy's a monster, man.
Yeah,
He is.
and
a
even
monster.
in the second game, this kid was showing the world who this kid is.
Me and Jesse were watching it together, and it was literally like you were like abusing somebody in 2K. Like it was really like just Euro step dunk. Like I never seen Euro step dunks like that.
And like when there was a play where he got fouled. Literally, the entire team ran over to him and picked him up.
Because they're like, oh no, we need you.
He's the
you.
most important piece.
He really is. That man is. It's crazy to think how young he is.
He does everything. He leads his entire team in everything: points, blocks, rebounds, steals, assists, literally everything. Minutes per game. He's crazy.
That's awesome, but I don't know about these Knicks. You heard, I saw Carmelo Anthony reported that when they win, it's the Knicks win, but when they lose, it's Carmelo Anthony losing.
There's a lot
Like
of
it's his
heat
fault.
around that team.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, he got to go, or
Yeah.
like you know what I mean. I don't understand how he feels comfortable playing for this team that. When things go wrong, somehow he takes the blame for it. You know what I mean?
Because the last 10 games, I think we won 1 game, and it was against Milwaukee the other day. That's it. We just lost last night to the Pelicans without Derrick Rose, and we'll get into that.
Pelicans is the second time. Let's cover everything Knicks right now. Well, Knicks did get their win back, but they had to come back. Bucks were whooping them in the beginning. I remember we tuned out to go. We bought some wings. Came back and it was a tie game. It was not a tie game, but it was a close game again. And we're like, oh damn, what happened? But yeah, so I mean, Knicks got their win back, and
I'm pretty sure the Knicks have to have spent the most money with no outcome. They've had. I'm trying to think about this offseason. I really think they spent.
I don't think they spent.
They spent a
too
lot of
much.
money.
It's up there.
Yeah. They spent for no. I'm talking about
They
teams spent a
only
lot of
spent
money.
money on Noah and Courtney Lee.
And Brandon Jennings.
Brandon Jennings paid off though.
From who?
Brandon Jennings has been pretty good for them.
No, I mean like I don't know, but I mean like on paper though, because look at Lakers have gotten better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but Knicks did get better. You got to remember what they did last year.
What do you mean? They're still not even in the playoffs. If you're not in the playoffs, it's not getting better.
It's literally in and out of the playoffs. That whole.
The East.
I don't see them right now. The way they're losing the teams and how badly they're playing together. Like, you know what I mean? It's not like they're playing bad basketball. They're just the chemistry is just terrible because we know they have athletes out there. Yeah. They have guys who have been to Eastern Conference Finals with Rose and Noah. Courtney Lee has some experience in there.
I'm pretty sure he went to the finals when he played with the Magic.
Oh, is it? Yeah, I'm
Howard.
unsure if he was in the NBA at the time.
I'm not sure.
Phil Jackson is your GM, who obviously lived in the finals.
The greatest coach ever.
Back then, arguably.
Yeah, the Knicks have dropped. As of today, it's Wednesday. I got all my...
Tuesday.
I got all my days confused. These overnight's been screwing me up. It's Tuesday, January 10th, and as of today, Knicks are 17-21, sitting at 11th.
Yeah, that's
surprising.
The Wizards found their way up in there. The Bucks found their way up in there. Bulls are hanging right outside. And that's looking like
that's what I'm saying. I can see the Bulls somehow. What is it? What are the Knicks?
Knicks are 17-21. Bulls are 19-19.
Who got the 8th spot?
The 7th, 8th, and 9th spot are all even at 500%.
See, I could see the Knicks still making the playoffs.
No, but
they still have a chance. But it's really just.
It's if
they get their act together.
When it gets on the roll, I can see the team pushing out those couple wins that puts them in the 8th spot and leaving the Knicks on the outside, which is crazy because you have all stars there. That team is full of 3 All-Stars, former All-Stars,
and it's only mid-January. You got to think. You have the rest of January, full month of February.
But with all these trade talks, I don't know.
March. Yeah, who knows? But we'll see in February.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it later in our segment of If I Were a GM, where we actually discussed the Knicks. I don't think we got to them yet.
But you guys want to hear some sad news? Did you know that Phil Jackson and
the bust, what's her name? Jeannie Buss.
Jeannie Buss, their engagement, their 7-year or 5-year-long engagement.
They were together for a while.
Yeah.
No, they're not together anymore?
No, they broke up. I get it. He should have stayed in L.A.
Yeah, he should have.
He just stayed, because he didn't really do much for the Knicks.
He would have made the Lakers' future a hell of a lot brighter.
Maybe. Could have made it even worse. He'd have been right. He'd be like,
I doubt it.
He'd be like, yo, Russell, we're running the triangle.
What's the only way?
I don't think they're doing it. I don't think Phil Jackson is doing a bad job at all. I think you guys are.
If you think about it,
last couple seasons, no playoff appearance.
That's his fault? How so?
Has to go and blame somebody.
I blame the person before Phil Jackson. Who was your GM before? Who the president before Phil Jackson?
Off the top of my head, I have no clue.
I blame that guy because he left them with no picks. He left them with a shit future.
Yeah, but
he left them with nobody. Just mellow.
But once again, when you're Phil Jackson,
look,
when you're Phil Jackson and you have the Phil Jackson name, you're one of the godfathers of basketball. Just with what he has on his resume, he's supposed to bring the Knicks to that level. That's just the expectation. Like, let's say an all-star right now, LeBron James. Let's say he averages 21, 5, and 5. We'd be like, oh man, that's like what are we doing? That's great numbers to an average guy, but for LeBron James, we expect more, and that's the same thing coming out of Phil Jackson.
But if you think about it,
if he's doing a decent job, that's bad because
he can't do any more than what he's doing. He got Derrick Rose off of nothing. I agree he should have got a better center, but there was not many options he had. Mm-hmm. And then he had Brendan Jennings, which was a good pickup.
Well, we drafted Porzingis.
Porzingis was a good pickup.
Porzingis was a great pickup, but we're reading all from the media and then ESPN, what they're pushing out, is that he wants to basically be a coach without being a coach. He should have just been
I know he does.
If he wanted to micromanage all the guys that he's putting in that office.
I agree. But I just think on what he's doing, surrounding that team around players, he's doing the best of his capability because he's doing everything he can.
I don't know.
It's not like anybody wants to play
drama. Look at so much. We have so much outside noise. Like it's insane. We don't see this coming out of Pat Riley or Greg Popovich with the whole posse situation with LeBron, saying that Carmelo is not like Kobe and Shaq, don't have the same attitude as in. Kobe's a little bit more. I mean, Carmelo's a little bit more emotional.
This just proves he wants to go to LA.
Look, and Busenheimer.
Yeah, I think so.
Say his name correctly. How he basically wants him to run the way he wants to run it. Hiring Kurt Rambis as a defensive coordinator when the guy literally led Timberwolves to the worst defense in the NBA.
At the time,
you could just at the time you could just see all these little mistakes that he's bringing to the table that it's not supposed to happen when you're one of the Godfathers.
Yeah, but he's also inexperienced in that.
Yeah.
All he used to do is run a lineup and you know what I mean?
Yeah, and get talent to his team. I mean, in my opinion, like he wants to go back to LA, and if he does go back to LA, he will make a better future for the Lakers than he did with the Knicks. Yeah, the future is really bright with Porzingis. Hopefully,
your future's not bright at all.
With Porzingis, if he stays,
one player is not going to make your future bright.
You never know. Look what Dirk Nowitzki did.
You guys had no draft picks last year,
so we have one this year, I think, or next year.
You can get something out of Carmelo Anthony if they do the correct.
Yeah, I hope he gets traded. I really do.
I'll discuss it later, but I got what they should do for Carmelo Anthony for sure. I can tell you that much.
I'm just saying, Phil Jackson, if he goes to LA, that team's going to be championship level.
I think LA's on the right step without even Phil Jackson. I think it's time to wrap it up.
You don't want Phil Jackson?
I don't want him.
Wow.
I'm okay.
Okay.
We're doing fine.
When he still mentions about the triangle, it's like, all right, Phil. All right.
He's grandpa.
Go talk about high school football somewhere else, all right?
Yeah, I think so too. But
arguably.
Popovich.
He's number one in my opinion.
But off of the next subject, we had that it was a brawl, man. Houston and OKC. That was a brawl. Houston ended up winning 118 to 116. Both MVP contenders went off.
Now, here's a question I want to ask you guys. Who do you have as your MVP as of right now? Watching that game.
I would say the only thing that leads me away not picking James Harden is the lack of defense, and he does have a better team. Which doesn't
Westbrook
mean much.
isn't a great defender now.
No, he's probably
a better defender than James Harden.
He is, but
has to be a top 5 defender at the guard position. Has to be. I don't know any guard that plays better.
He's probably up there. I would give James Harden the MVP thing right now. 1997 is my pen.
Thank you for putting it up.
Yeah, I don't care. Just let it run through. I don't care. Anyway, but whatever. James Harden is obviously the MVP right now because he has the better team.
I don't know. This man put up 10 turnovers.
And he
also hit a triple-double.
Yeah, he's still
quadruple-double.
Yeah, he's not having in my opinion, the better season than Russell Westbrook, but
no.
I just think
you got to see where his team is at.
Exactly,
man.
That's my point.
But you guys look at the talent that's around him. You know what I mean?
All right, but MVP has always been. We discussed before.
MVP has always been the player to make your team the best possible team.
They're still in playoff contention, which no one thought they were going to be.
Yeah, I thought they were going to be. We all had them
in the playoffs.
But look at this. Like Russell Westbrook, if James Harden has a bad night, he has guys that he could depend on, like Trevor Ariza, Ryan Anderson, Eric Gordon. Like, he has all these players. Even Corey Brewer come off the bench. Like all these guys,
I hate him.
That can support him. You know what I mean? If he's putting up 14 assists, it's because these guys are putting up great shots because they're almost all stars. The best player I see on the next to Westbrook on the Thunder is who?
Oladipo. Oladipo was supposed to be a star.
He's not a star though.
Yeah, but that's not anybody's fault. That's Oladipo's fault. Like when he was on the Magic, everybody was like, "All right, this guy is a good talent. He's going to be a good talent in the future."
Yeah, he just hasn't met up yet.
If Eric Gordon didn't pan out, what happened?
I just think Russell Westbrook's making a team that doesn't have any type of stars and making them not maybe as good.
Harden doesn't have any stars.
Yes, Ryan Anderson is a borderline
Ryan Anderson
star.
is a star.
Borderline star.
A guy averaging 18 points a game.
He could be a 6-man easy. He averaging more than Oladipo. You know what I mean? Eric Gordon.
I don't think
he's a borderline star. Borderline star.
I'll give him a vote.
Eric Gordon's having a better season than Ryan Anderson.
Yeah, and Trevor Ariza is no scrub. Trevor Ariza is no scrub. What I mean?
And his Cantor's no scrub, and Steven Adams is no scrub.
That's what I'm saying. That's his best two guys, and big guys are kind of fading away. Scrub. He's all right.
I think James Harden right now is just proving why he's the leading candidate as MVP. His team is better. They have more wins, and he just beat Russell Westbrook and the Oklahoma City Thunder, and he's putting up triple doubles now.
Their team has been too flawless to not be.
Like that game, getting to the game point now, like because we just talked about the MVP candidate now after that game.
Team is 30-9.
Yeah, bro.
Where's OKC?
OKC is at 23-16.
It's a couple.
struggling.
That is struggling with one guy on the whole team who's basically putting the whole team on his back. We talked about Ryan Anderson when he was on the Pelicans. He's been a phenomenal player when Anthony Davis was out. Eric Gordon was a good player before all these injuries started happening. These guys aren't bad players. Even having Patrick Beverley, who's all-pro defensive player. Like nobody besides Russell Westbrook has been in the All-Stars on his team.
Neither has anybody in the Rockets.
No. Trevor Ariza didn't make one. I think Trevor Ariza made
Trevor
one.
Ariza
He's never been an All-Star.
No, I think so. We can look that
No,
up.
I don't have
We
to
gonna
look
have to
that
fact
up.
check
I
that.
promise you he never made an All-Star
I gotta
team.
look at
It's
the team.
like,
I was thinking
think
Dwight
so.
Howard's still on the team.
yeah.
Or even an
Give it
all-pro
to-
team.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, an all-pro team.
Dude, James Harden, that's it.
No, what's his name? It was all
Yeah,
defense.
no, never made an All-Star team in his
Okay,
life.
He's
Dwight
a champion,
Howard,
though.
yeah, but
He's a champion.
He's a champion his rookie year, sophomore year with the
he did
Lakers.
But
Coming off
once
the
again,
bench.
you got to look at Ryan Anderson is better than any other player on the Thunder. Eric Gordon is better than any other player.
Yeah,
on,
but a lot of people would have said going into the season that Oladipo would have been better than any player on the Rockets besides Harden. It's just he didn't pan out. Just like if any of the other Rockets players didn't pan out, it would have been.
I just think
as
James
that.
Harden is in a better situation than Russell Westbrook, and Russell Westbrook gives it all. We know that we've seen James Harden give up before, and I just see a drive out of Russell Westbrook that I don't see out of any other player. And if you're going to average a triple-double by the end of the season, that's telling you something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this man...
But you also
gives
got to
it
think
his
he's
all.
averaging a triple double because he has to do it on the team.
Yeah, because he's the most valuable player on that team. If James Harden was hurt, the Rockets would still kind of do well because they have decent players who can win games.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
No, they would not.
No, I think if
I promise you,
I
James
think
Harden was
they
out,
would, they would completely collapse.
and how about the Thunder? They would literally not even be
They wouldn't win the game.
subpar. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
These teams would both be
The
nothing
Rockets
without
would
their
still
players
Rockets
as
would
is.
still win games. The Rockets will still.
Yeah, so would the
Keep
Thunder,
it-
obviously,
no,
too,
no.
but not as much as the Rockets would.
Who else is scoring? Is a scoring machine on the Thunder?
The Thunder? If Westbrook gets hurt, it's obviously going to be Canner, Oladipo, and maybe Steve Adams.
Maybe
Like
Ryan Anderson could put up 25 any given night.
Let me give you this. Let me
Trevor
give you this.
Ariza could put up 23 any given night.
Where was Eric Gordon last year?
The Pelicans.
Where was Ryan Anderson last year?
The Pelicans.
Why didn't they do anything last year?
Yeah, he was. If we pull up Ryan Anderson's
they
stats
did
from
good, but
last
how
year-
did the team do?
Well, Pelicans is a struggling team anyway. It was a weak team to begin with.
So what are we talking about?
No,
Yeah.
but we're talking
What
about,
are we talking about?
Well, once again, it was more powerful teams on the West.
They had Anthony Davis though, and they
Yeah.
still couldn't win games.
Yeah, because it was
And he
more.
wasn't even completely healthy last
hold
year.
on, Thunder were more powerful. Clippers were more powerful. The Warriors
Clippers were doing just as much as they're doing this year. The fourth seed.
okay. How about the Thunder?
What are you talking about?
They were better last year. There was,
Okay,
there was
the
more powerful
Grizzlies,
teams.
but the Grizzlies
Yeah, 'cause
are
they
better.
came-
The
Kevin
Grizzlies,
Durant.
Grizzlies and Jazz are better this year.
the Jazz are better this year. Yeah.
Okay, that's two teams that are better than what they were last year. To
The
replace the
Grizzlies
Thunder
are
and
still sitting in
Trailblazers.
the middle.
Rockets are
Grizzlies
even-
are 24-16.
Yeah.
The Rockets are
great
even better
record.
this year because last year with Dwight, they were sitting
And Eric
around
Gordon
like
was
8th
hurt
seed
last
as
season.
of right now.
I don't see. I give it to Harden entirely.
Yeah.
To be
The only
honest.
reason
I
why
know if you put a.
I'm not saying
so
a
many
unanimous
turnovers.
MVP, but like
the only
he's winning
reason
MVP.
why OKC is in games is because of Russell Westbrook. In that game when they were playing
Most
Houston,
valuable player.
no, not as of right now. When
That's
they were,
not
wait,
that's
wait.
not what the trophy is anymore though.
Yeah. When they were playing Houston, they got back into that game. The Thunder were down by like 20 points, and the Rockets, I believe, they won by like 2 or 3 points that night. And James Harden after the
know.
game
If-
was asked, "Why did the Thunder come back into that game?" He said, "Russell Westbrook. If Russell Westbrook left that team would be nothing. If James Harden left that team, yeah, they would be nothing as well. But yeah, I agree. They would still get wins because they're one of the best teams in the Western Conference as of right now. But it just showed." From that point, James Harden is the leading candidate in MVP, and if he doesn't win MVP, that's a steal.
No, James. What were you say? Russell Westbrook not up this man's average?
Yeah, he's right behind
triple-double.
him. He's right behind him.
No,
And
Russell
they're-
Westbrook. Everyone has to
Yeah,
catch up
and
to
I-
Russell
and
Westbrook.
Christian brought up a good point. It's not about just individual award. It's the
Okay.
player that helps the team out the most, and James Harden is doing that as of right now. And he's putting up solid
James
numbers.
Harden is making Mike D'Antoni's system work, and Mike D'Antoni's system hasn't worked since the Phoenix Suns in 2007.
With Steve Nash
No,
and
it's just
Amari.
because Kobe Bryant made Mike D'Antoni's system bad.
Oh, then Melo didn't?
That
Yeah,
team made it
he
to the playoffs.
Yeah, then we got swept in the first round.
They still made it to the playoffs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
grandpa team. They
had,
still made
they
it
had
to
a
the playoffs.
squad back then.
Who, Jason Kidd?
No, they had some players back then.
No. He wasn't our
JR?
coach. Mike Woodson was our coach, and we had Jason Kidd and Maury, Mello.
No, I think-
When you guys had D'Antoni, it was
JR.
when?
It was Mike D'Antoni.
When we had Amari and Chauncey Billups. That's when we had Mike D'Antoni.
Who? What's his name?
That's when we got swept against Boston. I remember that. That was when we first got Mello and Chauncey Billups. That's when Amari Stoudemire traded. I got signed in free agency. I remember that. It was in like 2011. We got swept by Boston. And that was Mike D'Antoni was our coach.
Yeah, but before then, when was the Knicks going to the playoffs?
Yeah.
They were going to the playoffs with Woodson.
The reason why...
I was after, okay.
Yeah, the reason why they went to the playoffs because Mello went there, Amari was there, and Chauncey Billups was there. And I think Amari and Chauncey Billups were hurt in that
after
playoff
two
series.
losing seasons, D'Antoni with new additions, Amari Stoudemire, Carmelo Anthony, new additions.
Okay,
Which
Dwight Howard,
they were-
Steve Nash was a new addition to LA.
All right, but Carmelo was like 30 years, not even, he was what when he got to the Knicks?
Amari?
27.
I think he was...
Carmelo.
Uh,
And they were both in their prime.
he was in his, like, late 20s.
They were both
So,
in those
in his
years.
prime.
Led the Knicks to the playoffs in 2011 with a 42-40 record before getting swept by Boston Celtics.
I told you.
Then he
Didn't
resigned.
Boston win the finals that year?
No.
No.
Were they still a
Mavericks
good team?
against the Heat. They went to the Eastern Conference Finals against the Heat. No.
That was when they faced
They
the
went to the
Heat in
second round.
in the Eastern Conference Finals.
No, they went to the
means
second round.
They played a good...
Boston and
It means
LeBron.
they just played a good Boston team.
I forget who LeBron played in that.
And then he resigned.
I
The Bulls.
Then he resigned after 18-24 start.
We got to remember that the Thunder are coming off a season where they lost their best player and they're still in the playoffs in the West.
The bottom of the West is trash. Do you want to know what's after that?
The worst player in the worst team in the West is probably third best in the East.
You want to bet that?
I don't even know
Let me
what the
pull it
worst
up right
team
now.
in the who's the eighth
The
seed?
West is
You
still
want to
tough,
know?
man.
Everybody after the 7th seed in the West is below 500. The Trailblazers are 8th seed at 16-23.
What are the Jazz right now?
He's struggling.
They're 8th seed and they're 16-23. You want to see
Wow,
Eastern
the
Conference
Jazz are
Finals?
6th?
You want to see
Good for them, yo.
You want to see the Eastern Conference standings? The 8th seed is 18-18.
Oh,
So keep talking about that. Yeah.
Better.
The Jazz are
The
6th.
reason
That's
Thunder have
amazing.
so many wins is because they're just beating the teams that are at the
But they're
very
still
bottom.
in the playoffs with losing an MVP.
They're gonna make the playoffs, of course. The Oklahoma City Thunder, but Harden's the MVP right now.
I think that conversation's done.
What do you think that Russell Westbrook won to win MVP?
He's not coming to win MVP.
If he wins it, good for him. If Harden wins it, good for him. I don't care who wins it.
I don't care who wins either, but Harden.
I just
should
how
win.
you guys don't see how Harden has obviously a better team, so it makes it easier
Exactly.
for him to win games.
When has
and he only plays on one side of the ball.
We looked back at this before, and there was never an MVP that was on an okay team.
Okay, how about Steph? Oh, of the year that Steph Curry won.
They had Clay and Draymond.
Okay, and then
They were the first
we were
seed.
like James Harden should win MVP.
Nobody said. I didn't
I
say
thought he
that.
should have won MVP this season.
Oh, 2 years ago?
That and Harden's
Yeah.
team was what, 8th seed?
No, they were probably like what? Didn't they go to the Eastern Conference Finals? I mean, the
They
Western
went to the
Conference
Eastern
Finals.
Conference
My
Finals.
bad.
Semifinals. Yeah, they did go to the Western Conference
After
Finals.
beating the Lakers first round, did they not?
I think so. And then they beat
The trash Lakers with no.
And they beat the Clippers.
They beat the Clippers down 3-1, and then they got
And they came back.
And then they got swept by Golden State.
No, I think they got one win.
But either
But
way,
still.
where the MVP go to? The first seed team. Why didn't it go to James Harden, who might have had a better season because his team wasn't
I don't
first
know.
seed?
I want to see it. Hopefully, it'll be a trade in the midseason that Russell Westbrook. I don't know if you average a
They're not
triple
gonna
double for
trade
the whole
Westbrook.
season. No, Russell Westbrook not getting traded.
Oh,
He's saying
I
trade,
thought-
get a piece around.
Oh,
Westbrook.
okay. I was gonna say.
Anyways,
Yeah, move on.
the game after that on TV that day was Portland beating the Lakers, and I only wanted to say this because last week I said how Lakers couldn't finish games, and I kind of went on a little rant on that, and they did the same old shit of just keeping up with them. They had the lead most of the game. They lost in the third quarter. I think it went to a tie. Then they just blew the fourth quarter like always, where you can't even tell. You don't even know where it happened or when it happened. It just happened, and it was just despicable. But Lakers did end up picking it up. I know we got a few wins now. We picked that up. I think we're either on a 3-game winning streak or 2, something.
I think 3.
But I want to mention the Clarkson and Goran Dragic fight. Well, not fight, but
Scuffle.
Clarkson. I'd never seen somebody actually duke up.
Why he get so butthurt?
He got so into it.
He had his hands up and everything. Like,
I don't know why.
I
I just don't
He
understand
was
what
so
was
ready.
the flair about that. Like, you playing
Because Dragic
the
pushed
Miami
him.
Heat, like, it's one of the worst teams in the East, one of the worst teams in the NBA. What he get so tight for?
Hey, Kobe told him, never put your hands down.
Yeah,
Coming for the guy who got clipped up. I want to know that player who clipped Kobe up. Kobe definitely had his hands down then.
Wait.
Put one
what?
on his chin.
Kobe
You
got
never
clipped.
seen
You never
Kobe
seen
get
the
punched?
video?
Like he got.
I
hit
seen him get punched, but
No,
like,
he got
got
clipped.
rocked.
He got no. He didn't.
He
get
get rocked, but he
rocked.
took a punch. He
Yeah,
ate it.
he could take a punch.
Oh,
He ate
from
it.
what was his
I want to
name?
say his name.
Was it like Froby days or like
Yeah,
Kobe?
Froby.
It was Froby.
I like
Froby.
Froby
Yeah,
days.
Froby.
Yeah, he got clipped up.
Let's see. Who fought him? Chris Childs.
Chris Child.
I have to. We'll look at. I'll look at the video
You never
later.
seen it? Kobe got hit with like a little 3-piece and some nuggets
Yeah, he really did. And
But,
with a biscuit on the side.
with a biscuit. But
I'll look it up later.
so another televised game, we had the Memphis and the Warriors, and surprisingly, Memphis did it again. What is up with the Memphis just getting wins over these top teams?
And they
were
came down
by
24 points.
Plays sturdy defense.
Like, I don't understand how the Warriors can blow a 24-point lead.
I don't know where it went wrong.
That's what happens when you only can rely on your shooting and have not one post player.
Like, their defense completely collapsed. Draymond Green was yelling at Kevin Durant, Curry,
You know
everybody.
who they need? You know what will make the Warriors even better?
Who?
They need to make a trade and make it happen now. They need a trade for Tyson Chandler.
Tyson Chandler wouldn't be terrible.
That'll be a best
Remember when he
pick
played
they
with the
would ever
Knicks, he
do.
won Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, best pick they can ever do. I heard this from a podcast from listening to Jalen Rose, but he was like, you pick up Tyson Chandler, and I agree, yo. That Tyson Chandler is a shot effector. You know what I mean? He might not block all the shots. He might not grab every rebound.
He could defend the rim.
But he'll make it harder for guys
Extremely
to penetrate, and that means it makes it easier for these guys to spread out more and get their easier shots. Because when they have a dominant center like Marc Gasol, hard to drive the basket, hard to get rebounds, to get second chance points.
And Marc Gasol could shoot the 3, too. And the center is stretching out to the 3. That's tough to do.
So,
Well, I mean, while we're on their subject, man, they do have Zaza Pachulia, who I don't know about you guys, but he's gonna be an all-star.
Yeah.
he should be an all-star.
Yeah, he will.
If we want to give all the rights
He
to
will be.
the fans should get all the votes, because, you know, if they can choose the starting five, then why not? You know what I mean? They have a big influence.
Wait, so
on that.
you want the fans to do the voting?
Well, that's who was it? I know there's a percentage that goes to the fans.
They're only
that they
50%.
vote.
It's only 50.
Zaza Pachulia would not make the all-star.
50 is a lot.
Zaza
You
Pachulia.
really think Zaza would make the All-Star team?
No, I'm just saying.
No, but you really want
Kobe-
the fans to do all the voting?
Well, no. Well, if they should get a big chunk of like that, why not? Because that one year Kobe shouldn't have went, and he went.
It was
Alright,
his
but
last
for the
year.
name.
That was out of
Yeah.
that was the
Okay.
same thing why Derek Jeter made the All-Star
Okay,
game.
how about
Nah, he did good as
how
that.
He had
about,
a
how about
okay
Yao
year,
Ming? Yeah, same thing. All of China just voted.
Oh, right, but we're talking about a guy who averages 5.5
I know.
points a game.
I'm
You
just
want
saying.
him to have an all-star mark near his name?
Yeah.
You want to play 2K and have him have the star mark when he
Yeah,
shoots?
yeah.
No, that's not.
Yeah.
No, that's not. You're ridiculous. I didn't think that would come from you.
I know.
I think
I
he
thought
has,
we were going to talk about how ridiculous
No.
this is.
I think he
think-
has more votes than Anthony Davis, Kawhi
right,
Leonard.
so I got-
and Boogie.
That's what I'm saying. If people want to
Like,
see him that bad,
are
why
you
don't we
kidding
put him
me?
up?
Nobody in America wants to see him. It's his country of Georgia.
That's
Well,
right.
I don't
We
know.
looked it
I
up.
didn't even know there was a country of Georgia.
Neither
Yeah.
did I.
And what was their population?
4.47 million.
And he got 440,000. He got 10% of his country.
And that's still,
basically.
the votes are still growing. I'm just saying, if he got so many votes, that means people want to see Zaza there. They want to see an international player. They're probably best athlete, because I don't know anyone else coming out of Georgia.
I
to be
didn't.
out
I
in the
didn't know
court.
what
I don't
Georgia
know.
was. I thought you meant like Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah. They still have a month left to vote.
Yeah.
Like,
That
it's
means they're just gonna
mid-January.
grow.
The
But
All-Star game's next month.
But I don't agree with the fans getting such a big.
Well,
Neither
no,
do I.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Zach
it
should be
Pachulia
less
won't
than-
make
He
it.
won't.
It should
but-
be less than 50.
Yeah, it should be a
Maybe
lot
like
less than 50.
25.
I think the 50% should go to former players who are in the media.
But no, it's 25% players, 25% media votes, and 50%.
Yeah.
What's it called?
I think it should be more. It should be more coaching, more former players. I think like the media. Because
Why not put celebrities in it, too?
Nah,
Celebrities.
they're
Why
fans.
not?
They're fans.
Why would you?
Oh, that's true.
Why would you do
Yeah,
that?
but like, I listen to a lot of guys, and there's some NBA analysts that don't even, what I mean, they just pick particular games to really focus on and forget about other teams. So I think it should be more guys who are, devoted to the game and just understand the game a little bit better, because we're gonna see guys who don't make it, who obviously should make it. You know how many years Monte Ellis missed it, and he had phenomenal seasons. And
I never once said Monte Ellis was such a snub in the All-Star game.
How about Rudy Gay? Like multiple 23, 24-point seasons.
I think he made an All-Star game.
Nope, never.
Oh wow,
Never.
I'm not.
Remember, it took Isaiah Thomas. It took Steph Curry years just to make an All-Star.
Oh well, Steph Curry was injured, and Isaiah Thomas, as good as he was always good, but he never had the playing time.
No, but there's
because he went to
I know a couple seasons we were like, damn, Steph Curry didn't make it to the All-Star game because like you said that you think Isaiah Thomas is a better point guard than Kyrie Irving, but Kyrie Irving is going to be the starting point guard for the All-Star game.
Yeah, I was gonna get into. So I got all the numbers here that. I don't know who exactly released it, but it was released, and Kevin Durant led the front court. Then you had.
I hope.
This is all front court for Western Conference.
You still got Kawhi Leonard.
You had KD. This is in order: KD, Zaza, Kawhi, Anthony Davis, Draymond Green, DeMarcus Cousins, Kat, LaMarcus Aldridge, Blake Griffin, Marcus All.
Did you say DeMarcus Cousins was behind Draymond Green?
He was behind Draymond Green. That's exactly what I was
This is
saying.
why. See, like Draymond Green, I'm sorry.
But yeah, you can't say that. And
That's
then,
Zaza Pachulia. Like
you can't say that and then say a few minutes before Zaza Pachulia should go.
No. I don't think Zaza. Obviously, I don't think. But if we're gonna give the fans that much, why don't we see him then? You know what I mean? That's what I mean.
Yeah, I agree.
If you vote, if
you give it, what's the expression? If you give an inch and they take a foot or something like that.
Yeah, you know what I mean. If you really want to give fans that much, then put Zaza in.
It's honestly like when I'm not trying to get political, but in the president electoral thing. When they voted in for Harambe and Hennessy. Like that was
Hennessy should have won. Yeah. This would have been a lit year.
It would have been a lit year. But all right, that's that. And I mean, what I saw in the front court, surprisingly, it was the Cousins. It was the Green. Why is he so high?
Yeah.
I mean, I understand. He might even make the All-Star team still, which
he will.
He's averaging like 13 points.
When you're the fourth best player on your team, I don't know.
But when you got a team like that, you got.
That's what I'm saying.
But I don't know, Karl Anthony Towns. I don't know if he's ready for it just yet.
I don't know if Draymond Green was averaging the same amount of same stats that he was. Would he really be an All-Star though?
Same stats as who was?
Like, can we pull up Draymond Green's like stats? Like, are these really like?
I'm not
boogie stats. Like
this year, Draymond Green's not doing too much.
That's what I mean. Like, how is this guy is still gonna get like? Draymond Green has to be almost in the same thing as Zaza. Zaza obviously being drastically less, but
obviously, Draymond Green's the better player, though.
Draymond Green this year is averaging 11 points, 8 assists, and 9 rebounds.
Oh, okay.
Like, Julius Randle should be in All-Star. Like, you know what I mean? That's Julius Randle type numbers.
Yeah, but Draymond Green is honestly his defense that puts him among that top class.
Mm-hmm. I think it's terrible because, once again, we all know why he's going to get those assists because he is probably top 3 out of the top 10 best scorers in the league. I mean, just pure shooting-wise scoring. He's going to get rebounds because he's the second. Not KD's taller than him, but he's going to get rebounds because all these other guys are going to be running down the court waiting for him to dish it out to them. Yeah. So I feel like they're like, how would you say, like stats that are, they should have little asterisks behind them of why he, you know what I mean? Draymond Green, you ain't going to see him do a sexy pass or something that.
You think it's a little inflated?
Yeah, you know what I mean? When you have a 2-time MVP and another MVP, and Klay Thompson is up there with one of the best scorers, I think. You know what I mean? Just off the dribble, it has to be. So I think his numbers have to be inflated. In 11 points, he has to be averaging the least amount of points out of All-Stars. Has to be. Next to Zaza, obviously.
Oh, he's not making it, though.
Yeah.
Then we got the Western guards. We got Steph Curry leading at number 1. And this is another thing. I mean, Steph Curry, it's hard because Steph Curry is having a great year. He's definitely an All-Star this year. But
is Russell Westbrook number 2? Please tell me Russell Westbrook's number 2.
Number 3.
Who's number 2?
James Harden.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, I
think it should be Westbrook, Harden.
So do I. But I could see why it's close because Curry has been having a good year. People are overshadowing like he isn't. He's an
MVP.
Like he didn't really have a big drop off from last year at all. He's still averaging almost the same amount of points and the same numbers.
Field goal percentage and all that.
Yeah, he's literally almost the same player.
How's Russell Westbrook?
I mean, he was only down 23,000 votes, but like I feel like this is where it could get a little cloudy, and I think Steph Curry might, if he still manages to keep that little gap, he might even with the media votes and player votes, he's still.
I can't wait just to see him and KD be on the same team.
That's gonna be a weird
again.
interaction.
Oh man,
And
I
Harden,
can't
too.
wait. No, Harden has no beef between any of them.
But
we've been seeing them play
think
together
he-
for the past couple seasons.
I think Harden.
I mean,
got
this
beef with
is
KD
looking like the
low-key.
first time Harden's gonna start. Because from my Harden didn't start at all last
No,
week.
he has.
No, I don't think
No,
he
he
started the
hasn't.
All-Star team last year.
It's been Curry and Westbrook.
Really?
Yeah.
He hasn't started not one.
He came off the
Curry,
bench.
Westbrook, then Paul too.
That's how stacked the Western Conference is with guards, man.
Guards.
You can't forget that.
It really is. And further down the list, we have Klay Thompson, number 4, Chris Paul, Dame, Eric Gordon at number 7. You want to hear something crazy? You know what's at number
damn.
8? You want to know who's at number 8? Manu Ginobili. Then Andre Iguodala at 9. All above Zach LaVine, who's averaging 20 points a game this year. That's ridiculous to me. But I'm not saying Zach LaVine
That's just
should
when
make
you get a
All-Star
bigger
team.
fan base.
Yeah, that's really what it
How
is.
is Andre Iguodala even on this list?
He's a warrior.
Where's Gordon? Oh, was Gordon
Really it.
Hayward would be in the fourth court because he's a guard.
Gordon
'cause he's
Hayward
a-
didn't make anything.
Oh wait, he was. I forget he was hurt for some of the
Yeah.
season.
A lot of
Where's
the season.
Kawhi Leonard?
Kawhi Leonard
He's
is
a
under the front court, number 3.
Oh,
So
okay.
he's probably going to be starting.
So he's behind Zaza with you.
If numbers stay as is, what media votes is going to be Curry, Harden, KD, Kawhi, and Davis. Starting.
As a starting, okay.
Yeah.
Because Boogie got
That sounds good.
Boogie's not going to be
beast.
starting. I don't think so, man.
Nah, he should at least.
Boogie better make the All-Star team.
Oh yeah, he will. He will for sure. And then let's go to the Eastern Conference. We got the front court. Thank God, man. Giannis Antetokounmpo is second in the front court. Obviously, LeBron James number 1. Giannis is second with 500,000 votes. Man, he got.
We gotta check the population of Greece.
Yeah. Well, no, that's a big
Yeah,
place.
yeah.
Let's not even. But that man, he gets my vote, man.
I think Georgia got a bigger population though.
He gets my vote because you see,
Where can we vote? Can we vote on?
You just-
ESPN?
you could-
Vote online.
vote
You can
anywhere.
vote as many times as you
you
want.
could, all you gotta do is tweet it under the hashtag NBA vote. So
do-
guys,
I'm gonna do
do
that
not
shit.
tweet Zaza Pachulia with the hashtag
No, I'm just
NBA
gonna do
vote.
Zaza. That's it.
But yeah, right under Giannis, we got Kevin Love with like a 250,000 of votes. We got Joel Embiid.
He
Surprising.
should get voted.
I
Imagine he made the All-Star game.
Why
man,
not?
That'd be hilarious.
Well, who
See,
else?
there's not many bigs in
The East.
Eastern.
There's only
Conference.
gonna be Drummond.
There's
should be.
Whiteside.
Love, Whiteside. Drummond didn't even get voted on, and I hear Drummond's having a bad year.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
I haven't really looked down. In
he's just not having Drummond-like years.
Yeah,
you
the
know what I mean?
2020s.
I think he's averaging like
I don't know.
14
Yeah,
and
what Joel
12.
Embiid is doing, it's not like he's not putting up phenomenal numbers.
It's under the minute restriction, and honestly,
He's
you
gonna
got-
win Rookie of the Year.
you
Why
got-
not put him on the All-Star
You got
game?
people, and I looked up how many rookies went to the All-Star game. There's not too many of them.
Yeah.
You might get like one.
LeBron
every-
has to be there.
No.
I don't know.
think he made the All-Star game when he was a rookie.
That blows my mind.
You
Michael
got
Jordan
like
didn't.
you got Larry Bird, you got Magic
Kobe
Johnson. No, Kobe didn't. Blake Griffin.
Kobe was terrible his
Blake
first
Griffin was
season.
the last one to do it.
Oh, okay.
So
Who?
put in that
Blake?
Blake
Blake.
Griffin. Yeah, so Joel Embiid has a chance, man. If he could slide in and get more votes and slide into that 3 spot and overtake Kevin Love, which Joel Embiid's he's the man right now.
Yeah.
He was in Boston. They chanted trust the process. I don't know what it is with Boston fans. lately, but
You know what's crazy though? Kevin Love is having a low key great season.
I'm glad I
is.
picked him up on fantasy. I
Like,
remember
isn't
I was
that
like a
crazy?
spotty
Like
pick.
the lowest key great season that you would.
Yeah.
Obviously not.
He's
Timberwolves.
having what Kevin Love should do.
Yeah, not Timberwolves numbers because he was the main
Obviously,
main
he's playing
star.
with LeBron James and
But-
Kyrie Irving.
That mix is looking great. I really do love
Unstoppable, and we will get into what they did to
Like-
make him even more unstoppable.
it. Yeah,
but yeah, then you got Melo, Butler, Porzingis.
I'm not
I don't know if
sure-
he'll get the All Star.
see,
Not
No.
yet.
see, this is what
not
I'm saying.
yet.
Don't get me wrong, huge Carmelo Anthony fan, but he's not doing anything too.
He's not
impressive.
doing better than Butler. Butler.
Oh, yeah, Jimmy
Butler's
Butler
doing
dropped
better
out.
than everybody except LeBron James and Giannis.
Yeah,
Butler's doing great this
Yeah.
year. I mean, we didn't really talk about it, but Bulls are doing phenomenal now. I mean, now that they sat Rondo, not phenomenal, but they have beat the Cavs, they beat the Raptors. Cavs were a little ill-written, but LeBron still played. And Butler just won, was it of the month? I know he won Eastern Conference Player. Maybe
the
it
he
month.
was,
only
I
had
think.
back-to-back 40 games.
it was either week or the month, and he was averaging 38
Maybe
and
the week.
9.
Yeah, he probably is the hottest player
Right
in
now.
the last 3 weeks.
Yep, has to be.
His shot is just daggers.
He's
Money.
really cooking right now.
Water.
I know Kristaps Porzingis next season, if he's not an All-Star, I'd be surprised. Yeah, this All-Star, I don't really see him pushing in because you still have Paul George who's going to get in.
Maybe not next year. I could see him getting in, being
But
an
why
All-Star
not
in
Joel
2
Embiid?
years.
I'm thinking of looking
Go
at
for
the
it,
list.
right? Imagine Joel Embiid starting on the All-Star team this year.
He's entertaining to watch. He's like He's like Karl Anthony Towns.
He's what we want to see on the All-Star
You know what's
weekend.
crazy? We talk about like Karl Anthony Towns and being, you know, the future. Like, oh, I would pick him as to be
No mention
to
for
run the
Joel,
team.
right?
Why not Joel Embiid?
Maybe just because of his injuries.
Maybe the injuries, but Joel Embiid, I personally think is better than Karl Anthony Towns.
Not right now. Maybe
he-
next year. Or the
I-
following
Man,
year.
you got to
Well,
understand
look
this
at
is his first
times.
year.
If he never got hurt, hell yeah.
But I'm just saying, look at the time that he's been playing
Obviously.
24 minutes a game and somehow drops 20 plus points.
Pretty healthy too right now.
That's 2K.
It's insane.
Type numbers.
Like he just looks, his fluidity is amazing.
Perfect.
I love to watch him play. Karl Anthony Towns he has some cool plays, but just Joel Embiid, he'll shake and bake you right at the three and shoot the three. Or
Listen. The 76ers have more wins, or they're tied, than what they had last
They
year.
have 10 wins right now. That's what they had all of last year.
And this is because of Joel Embiid. Let's be real. I mean, Sergio Rodriguez is doing good, but he's not the reason. Like,
And Ben Simmons, I just read on Twitter, he practiced today for the first time since getting foot surgery.
yeah,
it's good.
So he could be back soon.
This team, before we know it, I'm telling you, like, you guys ever sim seasons in 2K, and all of a sudden, like,
they actually did that on ESPN. I didn't get to read the article. I'm going to, and they simmed to like 2023 or 24.
like 76ers might be
Yeah.
the team, man, with Simmons, with Embiid.
if they keep
you don't
Okafor,
know what
get
they're
some
gonna do
free
with
agents.
Okafor and Noel, and they're still gonna get their draft pick.
At
this
his
year.
young age, though, Joel Embiid looks like it's just entertaining to watch him because he's the perfect mix.
You guys remember when he first got drafted, and we were like, "Yo, this is a joke."
Yeah, this man's like I remember seeing Joel Embiid in person. I'm like, oh, Joel Embiid, like I would watch him at 76ers game. Like, oh, you get to meet Joel Embiid. Oh. But now I would love to meet Joel Embiid. Like he's entertaining,
Fun story.
He's just fun to see him. Like he's always into the crowd.
He's a savage.
And he's like he's the perfect mix between old big men to the new big man. He can shoot the outside shots, but he looks like Elijah one in the paint. Like it's just so I like Joel Embiid a lot. I wouldn't be surprised if he won an MVP in his career.
in his time. No, I really
Never
do
know.
like him a lot. So, I work at Adidas, and, that NBA is sponsored by Adidas. We do have a few jerseys
They're losing
that
their
come
contract though.
in. Yeah, they are losing their contract. I'm aware. We're going to hockey. Don't ask me
And
why.
then Nike's picking up. Yo, Nike's gonna run the show. Nike
I'm
got
gonna
the
be tight,
NFL.
'cause, I had the hookups, bro. I got free Nets tickets. Like,
Nike.
At least you're not getting taken over by Reebok.
Yeah, it's true. Yo,
We're taking over something that Reebok
watch,
has.
Yeah.
Watch, but if MMA steps their game up and Conor McGregor becomes, because you got to come household friendly, you know what I mean? Nike's like almost like a Disney World.
Yeah.
Like you can't be too
I
savage
would
out there.
say what MMA would end up getting is might be like Under Armour or something.
Yeah, because Nike taking over.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we do get some NBA jerseys and whatnot, some NBA gear. As soon as Derrick Rose got traded, we got a whole bunch of Bulls Derrick Rose shirts. It was funny. They were on sale for $4.95. It was jokes.
Hey,
but
nice shirts though.
we got some Joel Embiid jerseys in the back, and we got one small that would fit me perfectly.
I would scoop a Joel Embiid jersey.
low-key
I really
want to.
would.
Yeah, I would
I would
too.
scoop a Joel Embiid
I could
jersey.
hook you up for like $35 if you want it.
Damn, I'm really thinking about it. Cause
Well,
Joel,
what size are you?
probably extra large.
Extra large. I think we got an extra
But
large.
like, because you could go to a 76ers game, Joel Embiid most likely would. Like, that's how he is with the fans.
I want-
He would go up to you, yo, let me get a pen, sign it for you. How are you?
I really see, like, I've been to games and Joel Embiid like goes up to fans and he's very interactive. It's awesome to see players like that who is just like a regular old person if you just
Yeah.
seen him. Did you see when he took the picture with Meek and Noel?
Yeah.
Ben Simmons.
But did
and-
you see
Yeah.
what this girl posted?
Mia
Mia
Khalifa,
Khalifa, yeah.
critically acclaimed porn star.
Does great work. I'm not gonna.
One of my favorites.
She captioned the picture and said a room full of L's, and then I forgot. Let me
Joel,
pull it
see
up.
what-
He
coming
said-
from a woman
coming
with
from a woman, coming from a woman that has
mild
miles of
D.
D's or some shit.
Oh,
I don't
man.
know.
Hey,
You know what I mean?
she
Like,
has
don't-
better D than James Harden.
yeah.
He don't care. He's savage, yo.
He's
And I just love his mean mug. He
fits in this Twitter age, man. I'll tell you that much. Yo, the tweets he did before the whole trusted process, that was him.
Yeah.
That was him.
his confidence is great.
He's really a franchise in himself, man. But now let's go to guards. We have Kyrie Irving number 1, and Kyrie Irving and Dwayne Wade number 1 and 2. All right, Kyrie's having a good year, All-Star for sure. But starting, man, Isaiah Thomas and DeRozan and Lowry have all been cooking, and even Kemba Walker,
No,
man, he better get a nod.
They are cooking, but you gotta remember, Kyrie Irving's he's the best team in the NBA, looking like finals favorites, and he's
Right now,
unstoppable. Like, if you really watch Kyrie, you next to Isaiah, because of their size and dominance, Kyrie Irving is phenomenal.
But DeRozan, what he's doing right now, he ran the first few months of the season in scoring without even shooting threes. It's beautiful. And then Isaiah Thomas, what he's doing at 5'9" is just some legendary. All right, I'm cool with Kyrie Irving, but Dwayne Wade.
Yeah,
We seen him play, and it was literally like I was watching a shadow of his own
Dwayne Wade
self.
still has it, and I love to watch him, but he's not top tier guy anymore. Great veteran. Phenomenal veteran. But this is where the fan votes come into play.
Yeah, really. I know even when you do the Kobe point, but even when Kobe was getting these All-Star nods after, before the injuries, when he was still kind of off it, he was older than Dwayne Wade for sure.
But he's not the
he was still playing great that year when he had Howard. He was still averaging.
He's always been
7.
the best player on his team, even when he was growing in age. And Dwayne Wade right now is
Dwayne Wade is averaging what? Let me pull it up. Like, it's really not too impressive, and it's
I don't even think he's
it's
putting up 20 a
frustrating.
game.
He's not putting up 20. I know that for a fact. Let me see if my internet wants to work. All right, let's so you got it loading. But yeah, it's sad to
even though he's been working on the outside shot.
It's a spot that somebody else deserves. I feel like
you definitely in Isaiah Thomas, because the Boston Celtics.
Isaiah Thomas is gonna make the All-Star team, but I'd rather see him starting right now. His numbers are 19 points and 4 assists a game. I mean,
which is good
right now in this league. That's kind of basic, to be honest.
Yeah.
Did you know how many people are dropping over 20?
Such a high point, high scoring
league.
Scoring league. Yeah, I couldn't get that out of my.
John Wall is number 7th. You want to?
That's another guy.
You want to hear something crazy, guys? You know who's above Kemba Walker? Derrick Rose and Jeremy Lin.
Hell no. Jeremy.
I guess that's China votes coming in, right? Like. Wait, how?
No racism, but like, let's be honest.
How Jeremy Lin? Think about it now. Like, China roots for Jeremy Lin. How they get more? How does Zaza Pachulia get more votes than Jeremy Lin?
Yeah,
that's the crazy thing about it now. But he's not making the All-Star
Well,
team.
that's because I don't think Jeremy Lin's from China. Zaza is from Georgia.
Yeah, that's true. But they always root for their native.
Yeah.
But
I'm sure.
Kemba better make the All-Star. We will have our All-Star predictions. I want to get them out before they actually drop so we can see the comparison of lists. I just don't know when do they truly drop, like the real.
I think in about 3 weeks from now.
Yeah, because I
don't know. I feel like that's too close to the All-Star game.
The All-Star game is around February 18th.
Yeah,
we'll look it up.
So probably
it's
February
around Valentine's Day.
It's always around Valentine's Day weekend.
So do it like maybe 2 weeks before that.
It's just so hard with how something.
The first episode of February we'll do it for you guys.
Real quick, obviously we know Zaza. That's just a joke. But if Draymond Green makes it into this All-Star event, even as a bench player,
you got things to say?
It's terrible. Like this man has basic numbers and, like I said, inflated numbers.
Basic? I don't know about that. He's
11 points,
9 rebounds, 8 assists.
Once again, you can get 9 assists if you have MVPs on your on the other side.
They're just they're gonna put him in the All-Star game just to make the Warriors look really good. That's it.
Well, the whole little Warriors.
Then it better be LeBron. Well, LeBron, Kyrie, and Love.
Yeah, I think Kevin Love is gonna make it for sure, and no doubt Kyrie is. Kyrie is too popular.
He's the best power forward in the East.
Who?
Kevin Love,
arguably. Always forget You forget about a man named Paul Millsap.
Yeah, but
Kevin Love. Putting
up more numbers.
He's
doing it with LeBron and Kyrie.
I kind of get the power forward and center position almost confused because now with the position.
You got Joel Embiid.
Like Joel Embiid, I know he plays center, power forward sometimes. So like it's weird to clarify what is what. But well, speaking of players and NBA vote and the All-Star game coming up, with the All-Star game coming up, the trade deadline's always coming. The trade deadline is coming up as well, and so we're starting to see some moves pan in. And the first move is officially made.
Besides that,
I'm saying the first move is officially made, and it's Kyle Korver getting traded. And is it official that he got traded for Dunleavy and Mo
Williams and a first round pick in the 2019 draft?
Which is crazy because Mo Williams hasn't played a game this whole NBA season, hasn't touched the court
at all.
Nope.
I feel like I.
Look at it.
Because I feel like I remember seeing that he did get like 2 minutes a game. Very petty, but
really,
Maybe I confused him with when we looked up James Jones.
Kyle Korver. Like, even LeBron he quoted this. He said, you have the green light. If you want to fit in, just shoot. And that's what Kyle Korver does. He doesn't do anything better than that. This man is he's not Steph Curry, but it's up there.
I think he's shooting about 42% from 3 this year.
He's always been one of the most accurate shooters in the league, for sure. He always had one of the best percentages and everything. So, I mean...
He's always flirting with that...
and you know how
50-40-90 club.
Yeah. You know how LeBron flourishes with shooters, man. Yeah. That's one thing
Kyle
he
Korver,
does.
he's a big shooter. He still
that's like a younger Ray Allen.
Yeah, he still has the agileness, you know what I mean, to move around with people. He's not like a Novak or Ryan Anderson who just camp at the 3. He could still be a factor on the floor, and it makes him better. I just don't know how to explain it.
I'm on NBA.com and I look to see Mo Williams, and this is where I got confused because I saw his stats earlier. And it says 5 minutes a game, and then I look to the left all the way, and it says 2015, 2016. It's like he's not even in the league right now, basically. Yeah. Like, he's got, invalid-ass stats.
But he's, reserved. He's not even on the bench.
This is going to be, when they go into that small ball offense, if they want to take Tristan Thompson out, they can. But this would be your starting 5. Kyrie, JR, Kyle Korver, LeBron, Kevin Love. When they go to that small ball offense, because Kevin Love could rebound with Draymond if he wanted to.
They're going to do that in the finals,
dude,
probably. That sounds like
you telling me that's not a sniper squad? Right there, just to go along with...
Channing Frye.
Shannon Frye, they wanted to plug him in.
That lineup sounds like too many guns in one holster.
It's fine, though.
I mean, that's what they need.
Who are you going to have coming off the
Golden
bench,
State, though?
They beat Golden State.
No, I mean, when they go into the small ball.
I know.
And they didn't beat them fine. Them dudes, they're on the brink of losing.
I mean? I think they could have held their own in a series without Korver, but now that they have him, that's pushing them even higher.
Because if you think about it, they have Mons Shumpert, Richard Jefferson, they got Kay Felder.
Yeah.
Chris Anderson is out for the year. I think he tore his ACL. They got all these pieces. Honestly, right now, they're going to win the finals. As of right now, if the Warriors don't have an amazing rest of the season, which they will.
Chandler, if they pick them up, that would be a game changer.
And if the Warriors meet them in the finals, honestly, I could see that going to be maybe a 6-7 game series again.
Let's get to it. I mean, we're already at the 52-minute mark. Let's see. We might have to drag If I Were a GM to 3 episodes. It's fine. But so this is where we think almost as a GM, and we say what we think these teams should do as of now, and maybe even give a little hint to the future for teams that aren't in contention right now. Mm-hmm. So with the Hawks and Cavaliers trading away, let's get into... We left off at the Pacers. Yeah, I don't think we're going to finish today. We'll go maybe even to an hour and 5. Don't want to go too long. But so let's start with the Pacers. They're on a 5-game winning streak right now. And they are 20-18. They're in the playoffs. They're back in that little bracket seating. So they're getting it a little together.
Yeah, I saw that.
What you guys think the Pacers should do?
Right now...
Didn't we talked about the Pacers?
Yeah, we talked about the Pacers. We talked about them getting a new coach.
Yeah.
Oh!
And yeah. What was after that?
That's right.
The next
I mean, they're getting it together right now.
Yeah, I remember that conversation.
The Clippers. That's where we're at. We left... It was right under the Pacers.
Now, just...
4-game winning streak for the Clippers right now. 26-14.
Okay, that's good. Just keep praying that Blake will come back recovered. Chris Paul coming back. He just got he hit 8,000 career assists. Congratulations on him. Hopefully he stays healthy. Blake Griffin stays healthy. DeAndre Jordan and the rest of their bench just keeps playing well around them. I don't see the Clippers going past maybe the second round this year.
No. The only way they do make a big step to go into the Western Conference Finals, which they haven't
if
yet.
they get a small forward.
That's what I'm saying. Let's pick up a small forward.
We've been saying it for weeks.
It sucks to see Jamal Crawford go, but he still has some value.
And
maybe
Paul
an
Pierce.
Austin Rivers. Paul Pierce
got no value.
he's staying there because he's retiring this season. And try to mix in maybe a draft pick to somehow make it attractive to a team like a Rudy Gay. There's not many small forwards in the game. Maybe try to flirt around and get a Wilson Chandler.
Yeah, that's what I would say to do exactly.
Yeah, they're looking to trade.
They have little prospects to trade. I'm sorry, Jamal Crawford even could get a trade because his value is still pretty high. And I remember they were a little on off edge there.
Yeah.
But they got a few pieces they could trade because they need a small forward bad. Luke Mbamute ain't going to do it for you.
Yeah,
he's
not going to survive with the Kevin Durant's, with the Kawhi Leonard's, or the LeBron James.
I would say, what's Griffin's contract? I know they got DeAndre long term. How's Paul's contract doing? Is it coming up to
the end of the year? And Blake Griffin.
Oh, they both ended the damn. So I can't even say to trade some draft picks because you don't know how this team is going to look.
Right now,
what I would say is to hold on to those two pieces as long as you can. Mm-hmm. I don't know if they will, but they have to.
Right now, it's a Western Conference Finals or bust.
Yeah, it really is. Because if they don't hold on to those pieces, the Clippers will be what they used to be. And you don't want that. So focus on holding on to those pieces and maybe trade your Austin Rivers. And if you could get a guarantee that these players are coming back, then maybe trade even some draft picks and get a solid small forward. You don't need an all-star small forward. You need a small forward. They would have been good with a Kyle Korver.
Mm-hmm.
Put him at the
a little too old.
6'7". That's all they need, though. They need somebody who could just drop 12 on a consistent basis, 15 on a consistent basis.
Yeah.
They need somebody more reliable. But let's see who we got next. We have the Los Angeles Lakers. You guys want to start? Jesse, you want to start that off?
Lakers, I could just see them right now. I mean, every Laker fan and everyone in the NBA knows that they're going through a rebuilding process. They're seeing if D'Angelo Russell and Julius Randle and Jordan Clarkson and Brandon Ingram could all work out. As of right now, I would just get players that differ from one another because at each position on their team, I said this before, I think last episode or the episode before that, every player at each position has the same game. They're the point guards, they're offensively they shoot or whatever. And for the power forwards, they just grab rebounds or play defense. I think they need to get more players that differ because that's how deep that team will be in the future. And I don't know who they could pick up right now. Because
it's hard.
It's hard because
you don't know what
why
would disrupt
you,
the system.
Yeah, why would you trade away Brandon Ingram, for example? Why would you trade away Jordan Clarkson or D'Angelo Russell or Julius Randle? Build up that young core in your team because ever since Kobe left, that's the whole future is depending on those four players right there. And if you think about it, Luke Walton is doing an amazing job coaching all these guys. I don't know what they can do right now. They have some veteran players like Luol Deng, Meta World Peace. I don't know what they can do.
Last season.
I don't know what they can do right now, but I could definitely see the Lakers hopefully getting a free agent this summer. Maybe a nice little
We have
name.
a lot of cap space.
That's the only thing.
That's the only thing I could see is them getting a free agent.
Because I think they're on the right path of where they have to go.
They don't need to trade anybody.
But I think they're in the awesome path of just maybe signing a big name guy, and that can that can really step up the Lakers' game.
Because they know they're not going to win now. You know what I mean?
I mean, signing a big player would push them to a great elevation.
What I would say for them to do is I think our rookies are where it's at right now. Our youth is where it's at right now. I say keep surrounding ourselves. I don't want a big player. I would not want a big player on the team.
Wait for the
I would say
smart.
I would say build around veterans. And when I say veterans, I don't mean Luol Deng. I mean veterans like Lou Will. And even if they're not in their prime anymore, they can still benefit the team. But I feel like they're grabbing the wrong veterans. I don't want Jose Calderon, Luol Deng, and Mozgov.
Yeah.
Mozgov's panning out, but still. Luol Deng was a terrible pickup for us. And we keep grabbing these little gems that Thomas Robinson. He's been pretty impressive this year, coming off of nothing. And it's just giving people a try that for minimum contracts that maybe not panned out with other teams, it's not going to hurt you if you're paying them minimum. You know what I mean? So I would say keep taking chances with young, because Thomas Robinson, let's say he does maybe progress like everybody thought he was going to when he was drafted by the Kings.
Because he was the 5th overall pick in that draft?
Yeah.
Come on now.
With Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So maybe let's say he progresses and he turns into the player people wanted him to be, and we just got him for a minimum deal, and now the Lakers got him.
Minimum deal?
We got him very low. And Luol Deng was overpaid. Timothy Mozgov, he's been impressing me. But he's been overpaid nonetheless. Jose Calderon, hopefully he's gone after this season. I think his contract expired.
Yeah, so I think it does.
Hold on to your young players. Clarkson is your focus on re-signing. Re-sign Clarkson. Do not let him go. I'm saying keep him, though.
Oh, okay.
Don't trade him. Do not get rid of him. He's good. Keep him where he is. So that's my. I think Julius Randle's contract might be up soon too. So
yeah, it's his.
I think this might be his year. So
yeah,
hold on to those and
D'Angelo.
Even Nick Young. I wanted to get rid of him, but just keep holding on to him and don't lose faith so easily. That's what I would just say. And now we got a team that's been. Do you talk about a surprise? This is a team that beat real big time players. We got the Memphis Grizzlies. Now they're kind of in a situation because of Mike Conley's deal. Mm-hmm. They're very high in the.
He just got hurt.
Very high in the cap space. I mean, he just got hurt very recently.
No. Like a few weeks ago. I remember when he was out for that good amount of time.
They got Mike Conley. what they need is some youth around them, man. They
think
really
need
need some youth.
I think they need another shooting guard, and I think they need another small forward because Chandler Parsons isn't looking good right now.
Yeah, he wasn't the best pickup.
Yeah.
Grizzlies, they have a great defense.
Yeah, especially with Tony Allen.
It just Vince Carter being your go-to small forward is going to be a struggle.
He's not doing terrible.
And, he's not.
He
But,
aged with one.
oh yeah. He ate, but he's not running with these guys.
He's doing good for an old
Grizzlies are in the mix of being like a Clippers team when they're really good but can't go over the hump.
Yeah,
They don't really have a scoring shooting guard
or a forward.
Marcus Gasol's a great player, but
Zach Randolph is
Zebo.
35.
yeah, it's an aging team.
I
They're
didn't know
great
he's that
veterans. Mike Conley's
he's
even
old.
pretty old.
Yeah, I know. And
You
they
know what I
signed him to a
mean?
long
So-
deal for what?
I
They have to search for some youth. And so I would say trade one of your veteran pieces, or
Yeah,
maybe a
trade
few
a
veteran
veteran,
pieces for some youth, for some pickups, for some young rising stars. And for Tony Allen, like
He's old.
These
yeah,
are
he's
all-
an old
I-
dude.
He's an old guy.
I really look at this team and I'm like, yo, this is the same team from 2010 almost. Tell me it doesn't look like the same team. They got the same starting five. Well, now Randolph doesn't start anymore. But they got Conley, Allen, Randolph, and Gasol. Like that's been their team for the longest. I feel like.
Yeah, I think stripped down to the bone, and maybe keep a couple guys here. Obviously, Mike Conley you're keeping, and Marcus Gasol, and then somehow you got the bill from there to make it appealing to go to Tennessee.
Yeah, right. It's hard. Now our next team is we're already at an hour mark. We're gonna have to finish this up.
We could do maybe
another
like
time.
2 more.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll end it with
we'll dabble.
we'll end it with the Bucks because they're fun too, and then we'll start it off next episode with Timberwolves because that's fun.
Ooh.
With the Bucks.
Yeah.
No, well the next one is the Miami Heat. Sorry,
Oh,
and then Bucks is right
goodness.
after.
Oh god.
They need a lot. The
fact that they lost Wade with it's a free agent
They're missing
signing and
Wade.
not trade.
They're missing Wade
That
big
hurts.
time.
they
Wade
refused
did a
to
lot
sign
for
him.
them, but they're gonna have such money in the free agency.
Yeah.
Without
Pat
Bosh,
Riley's gonna get a hell of a lot of time.
without
Riley-
Bosh and without Wade, I think their highest paid player right now is either Goran Dragic.
Whiteside.
It was Whiteside.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
they just paid
Whiteside.
him like $100 mil.
With that team, you're gonna have to another team got to strip. These guys are young players and they're really entertaining to watch. But Dion Waiters ain't kicking it. Goran Dragic is a good point guard, but somehow he's not fitting in that system too well.
Yeah, I don't even think Tyler Johnson's doing anything pretty.
No, he is. Tyler Johnson, he's pretty
Oh,
exciting
he's
to
worth
watch.
he's worth the $50 mil that he didn't pay Wade.
I don't know about 50, but Tyler Johnson's very entertaining to watch. But these guys can't produce wins. You know what I
14
mean?
points a game.
Yeah,
How many wins do the Heat have?
24-year-old. The Heat have, as of today, they are 11 and 28.
yeah, that's
God
pretty
damn.
bad. That's what I'm saying.
All right,
That's where
this
you
is
get.
it. They got Wayne Ellington.
Yeah.
All right, get rid of
They have Josh Richardson too.
Josh Richardson is good. Tyler Johnson,
he's
you
deadly.
stuck with him. You guys signed him. Deion Waiters was a good pickup. Justice Winslow is nice.
Another guy who's developing his game.
Whiteside, they got very good, young, solid players. They need.
Whiteside's not that young.
I know, right?
He's like 20.
You just heard about him.
Was he
now.
like 24?
No, he's a little.
No.
I feel like he's a little older. Let's see
No,
that right
no
now.
way.
He is 27.
Yeah.
What?
He
just got popping now, that's the
Yeah,
thing.
he'll be.
Last year,
yeah,
probably,
His
yeah.
defense is awesome. This is his
It's
prime
always
years.
been.
Willie Reed is okay. I would say.
Willie Reed's trash.
You got to strip to the bones and somehow make Pat Riley or make Hassan Whiteside the attractive guy to make bring free agents to Miami.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful town, obviously, and had Dwayne Wade in it for a long time.
The best I could say is Pat Riley, work your magic.
Yeah,
He
you know what I
will.
mean? It's hard
Bosh,
though.
Bosh gonna retire. Wade already gone. He already lost LeBron a few years ago. Who do they have? Whiteside. He can honestly. He could probably
build around
honestly.
Whiteside.
Yeah, you could probably trade Dragic at the trade deadline.
You just
and
gotta
save
make
a
it-
hell of a lot
I'm
of
literally
money.
looking up Goran Dragic's contract.
He has
to
like
see what it is.
$95 million owed to him.
Getting paid a lot. If they could pick up a draft pick and maybe a little few minor players along with it, that's something. Because what you need is you got a good core youth right there. You got Winslow, Johnson, and
Richardson.
Yeah, and
then
you
you
have
got
a-
Whiteside, who isn't old nonetheless.
Yeah, he's not a great offensive.
And Deion Waiters is still young. He just got drafted in 2011, 2012.
Yeah.
So
You just got to make it appealing.
get
That,
one
hey,
veteran
come,
around
come
them.
to
Get a few
Miami.
veterans around them.
To run a show. A lot of guys don't like to run into legacy blocks.
Yeah, they could benefit for some veterans on that team. And now let's get into our final pick for the day: the Milwaukee Bucks.
Do nothing.
Man,
Keep it the way it is.
you say nothing.
No, I don't. I just
Man,
don't
even
see
their rookies are panning out.
and
The
they're
Malcolm
young.
Brogdon guy. Oh my god.
He just had a triple-double the other day.
God,
It's
man.
ridiculous.
Shout out to their scouting system.
Their coach is fun and entertaining, a legend in his own.
The rookie Malcolm
Wicked.
Brogdon. Never heard of him in my life. 9 points a game, 4 assists a game,
That's
3
solid.
rebounds.
And they're
In how many
entertaining.
minutes?
in 24
Yeah.
minutes.
Only thing I would say
90% free throw
is
shooter.
get a sniper on that team.
This guy's a
consistent-
40% 3-point shooter,
Oh, I don't-
45%
I
field
meant
goals.
on the.
No, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely need a shooter for sure. And you do got Giannis building his range. Man, nobody talks about Jabari Parker anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Tony
really
is good,
don't.
Tony Snell was a good pickup. Greg Monroe, that's
Awesome
the
big
piece
man.
to trade.
Really?
He doesn't fit in the system.
Yeah.
That's the piece to trade. But the thing is, it's kind of hard because they do need a center.
Yeah.
And you could damn near play
And he's a
Giannis
good.
as the
Yeah, and he's a
center.
good.
It's
and
hard.
He's a scoring big man who has skill.
Greg Monroe could get a nice. You get some nice trading pieces for that
Yeah.
man. Chris Middleton, another great player on the Bucks. Like this team is, I would say
They're deep.
trade Greg Monroe for some pieces you need to build along with your youth.
I think they might need Greg Monroe.
Yeah.
Greg Monroe doesn't want to be there.
Really?
That's the Greg Monroe and the Bucks aren't really.
Yeah. He wants to be a star player.
Yeah, he wants.
He
which
wants to
I
be
mean,
the
he has the
guy.
capability of being. It's just centers are kind of hard. He's only averaging 11 points and 7 rebounds.
Yeah, and
he's
he-
only getting 21 minutes a game.
And he could do more than that.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean,
So like I said, maybe
what
pick up a shooter.
What about like a trade to the Kings? Imagine the Boogie and
Nah, that's not even trade.
Marcus Cousins.
Wouldn't be an even trade.
No, I'm not saying
No.
for Boogie. I'm saying
Oh.
imagine the
Oh,
twin
okay.
towers
Yeah,
of Boogie
yeah.
and Greg Monroe.
That'd be
Because
entertaining.
I mean, it just announced this week that Boogie is gonna look forward to a $200 million contract from the Kings.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, the crazy part is
I mean,
the
help-
Kings doing it.
He'll probably sign it too, even though he won't ever want a ring there.
Yeah.
I mean, they're doing okay right now. They're doing
Yeah.
okay. I mean, they might have a chance to get the 8th seed.
And they have a dominant
knows?
squad. They just somehow don't like. Rudy Gay is a good
I
player.
just, how many times can you blame the coaching? Because they ran through so many damn
Yeah.
coaches, man.
Oh my god.
Can't be the coaching anymore, right? But damn, we're already at an hour 7 mark. I'm sorry, guys, we're gonna have
we'll
to cut
end it.
this. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We will finish the If I Were a GM. It takes a while because we like to go in depth with these teams. They're fun to talk about.
And then there's the rest of the NBA news we have to discuss. And
So,
it takes
yeah.
up time.
It takes up time, and
We just hope you like listening.
we do.
And let us know if you want it to be longer. You know.
Yeah, I mean, we would
Yeah.
love to go longer, but since we're still new, this is only our 11th episode. I just don't. People's attention spans are, they don't want to listen for.
I'm not saying that they're not low, but
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
they're slow. But you know,
Yeah.
people like to hear straight to the point.
Especially for people still new to this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you guys do want it to be longer, we could go for 2 hours. We
Yeah,
really
we
don't
go all
care.
day.
Yeah, we could. Yeah.
Hopefully in the future we could get it to be longer since we only do it once a week, and hopefully we could just supply some more. But yeah, thank you guys for staying with us. Thank you guys for tuning in. With that being said,
Much love. Thank you.
NBA vote.
Keep subscribing. Keep giving us love. Keep giving us views, likes, share us
Yeah,
everywhere.
We are
Get
found-
Zaza to the playoff, to the All Star game.
Thank you, Georgia.
Yeah, Georgia. You can find us on iTunes, SoundCloud, and YouTube, all under the name AllOfTheAboveEnt. We do have our header still being worked on. We'll probably get it today when Christian comes over. Christian from the MMA podcast.
It's
Hope you guys-
looking lit.
Hope you guys listen to that one too, because that's really fun. We're going to record one of that today as well. So with that being said,
Night.
we out.
Night, night, baby.